I think most importantly, my mother was my biggest role model.
My parents were my biggest role models.
My mother was my primary role model, my mother and my grandmother.
My grandmother, my Nana, on my dad's side, and then my mother, to be quite honest.
Certainly my mother. She was definitely one.
From the time I was little, you know, you have your mom, my sister, my grandmother, my Nana, my cousins, my aunts.
They made me believe that I could do anything and be anyone that I wanted to be. The sky was the limit, and it was just a matter of how hard I wanted to work to get there.
I never looked at any of these women as, afraid to speak their mind or worried about what people might think of them.
As I grew up, those were the kinds of people that I gravitated towards, women who were very successful, but who had figured out that work-life balance and figured out how to, be all things to all people in a lot of ways.
I was a Girl Scout my whole life. I still am a Girl Scout, and when I think back about my experience as a Girl Scout, I can think of like dozens of women who have influenced my development in a positive way.
There's so much going on in the world today that I think role models are so important.
There's just so much, I think, out there available to give a bad image or give a negative image of females and women.
The challenges that these girls face today with social media and the amount of information that's available to them today, 24 hours a day, that wasn't available when I was growing up, just make it that much more important that you have a role model to look up to.
The world's not getting any easier. It's getting more competitive. You know, there's more people with tons of degrees, tons of competition, and it matters much more about the person.
Where that comes in is so important, and having mentors is actually like conversating, having a conversation, having a connection with somebody, not through a screen, but an actual physical presence connection. I think that's huge.
I think not just girls, but anybody in general, any children, need that good guidance, that push to kind of get them moving forward on their path.
When I was a young girl, probably one of the most engaging moments that stand out to me is my father brought me into the bathroom with him, and I remember he was shaving, and he put some shaving cream on my chin, and he gave me a spoon, and there's a picture of us where we're both shaving in the mirror. And he told me many years later that he never wanted to tell me I couldn't do something because I was a girl.
If you fall down, it's okay. Dust yourself off and pick yourself back up and keep trying. Those goals that you set for yourself are so incredibly important, and to never give up on them.
I'm incredibly honored to know that I'm looked up to as a role model, as I looked up to role models myself.
I think this is a great benchmark for me because this is the time in my life that I'm becoming more of a role model.
It's a responsibility, I feel like, especially as a young mother, we have to undertake, and it's our duty really to the next generation of women to be there for them.
It is very flattering, and it's also very rewarding that I can be a role model to the younger generation.
I definitely think my 10-year-old self would be really excited. But it's an incredible honor and a huge responsibility. But I do just think it's really incredible that I have an opportunity to do for young girls what my role models were able to do for me growing up.
You don't do what you do on a daily basis to ever be recognized for it. So when somebody stops their day and everything that they have going on in their lives to say thank you, what you're doing every day is recognized, and we do appreciate it, and you are leaving your small mark on the world, it's extremely humbling.
I go in and out my everyday doing the best I can and reaching my personal goals, and when it turns out that doing what you think is the right thing and doing what makes you happy also has this impact on others and recognized by others, that's a huge honor.
I still have goals, I still have dreams, I still have things I'd like to accomplish.
I've worked super hard to get where I am, and I'm not done yet either.
And just recently, in the past week or so, I've taken a moment to step back and say I'm actually doing the thing that I've always looked up to people for.
I'm proud to be that person. I'm glad I can help anybody in some small way.
To have somebody to look up to, I think it's so crucial that they have someone that they say, I want to be like her, or I want to follow her path, or she created a path, now I'm going to do my own.
I hope that I can be to my daughter half the role model that my mom was to me. I also think it's very humbling to know that I could be somebody's role model. And I hope that I give them what they need in order to succeed and to do the things in life that they want to do.
So I'd also want to tell young girls, especially when they get to my position now, to push the envelope, to push the boundaries.
As a young woman, I was given many opportunities, and I'm sitting here not just because of my own accomplishments, but because of the opportunities that people have given me.
Just like everybody, you hope that the next generation of women, you know, has it a little bit easier and makes it a little bit farther than your generation did.
It is important to continue to push these young girls and show them that, you know, they are strong enough and they have the resources necessary to help them achieve their goals and their dreams.
Don't be afraid to dream big and follow your dreams. You know, no should not be in your vocabulary, or don't let anyone tell you no. If there's something you're passionate about or something that you want to do, just go for it.
My hope and dream for young women coming after me and for my own daughter is that gender never becomes an obstacle for them in any endeavor that they undertake.
I hope that they're sitting in this chair and you have 50 phenoms or 100 phenoms each year, because there's just so many incredible women to pick from that are leaders, you know, in the community.
I really do hope that they find the world is a much better place. I hope that they found opportunities to give back. I hope that they have lives that are fulfilled. I just hope that they are able to take the lessons that they've learned and then pass it on down to the next generation.